Astonished face, stop right there. Before you spend that old 1967 quarter, what if I told you that this unassuming little coin, usually worth just 25 cents, could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars in the world of serious coin collectors? Yes, most 1967 Washington quarters are very common, but some rare varieties and error coins have sold for dramatic amounts at auction, with one specimen graded MS 68 fetching nearly $8,813 in past auction sales. In this video, we're going to dive deep into everything you need to know. Fire, the true history of the 1967 Washington quarter. Fire, what makes this coin special and sometimes mysterious. Fire, the most valuable error varieties and key features. Fire, how to identify rare/valuable coins yourself. Fire, real auction prices and record sales. Fire, expert tips so you never overlook a potential treasure. Again, stick with me, because once you know what to look for, your next coin jar search could change everything. Rocket. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, and it quickly became one of the most iconic coins in U.S. history. For decades, quarters were struck in 90% silver, a metal content that gave them intrinsic value. But by the mid-1960s, rising silver prices forced the U.S. Mint to change course. By 1965, the U.S. Mint had stopped using silver in their quarters and switched to a copper-nickel clad composition, the same material used in modern quarters today. And from 1965 to 1967, the Mint stopped using mint marks altogether, meaning quarters from those years, including 1967, have no mint mark. This was done to discourage hoarding and simplify production during a coin shortage. So every 1967 Washington quarter you find in your pocket, wallet, or change jar has no mint mark. But that's normal. It doesn't make the coin rare. At first glance, the 1967 quarter looks simple. Heavy checkmark, a likeness of President George Washington on the obverse heavy checkmark, an eagle on the reverse heavy checkmark, United States of America, and quarter dollar inscribed. But this particular year is significant because heavy checkmark is part of the first generation of clad quarters after silver was removed. Heavy checkmark, no mint mark was used, a quirky anomaly in U.S. coinage history. Heavy checkmark, the year produced a wide variety of minting errors that serious collectors chase today. So the value of this coin isn't about silver or mint mark. It's about condition, errors, and rarity. Now let's talk money. How much these coins are actually worth in the market today. Most 1967 quarters in everyday circulation are simply heavy $25 cents, face value, in worn, circulated condition. Sold for a few cents if very worn. Essentially, just change. Coins in better condition, especially uncirculated examples with full detail, are worth more. MS 60, MS 63, $1, $10 value range. MS 65, $10, $50 plus, depending on eye appeal and surfaces. MS 66 plus can bring several $100s if attractive and certified. MS 67 and MS 68 examples, known to fetch several $1,000s at high-end auctions, with one MS 68 selling for about $8,813. Important, these high prices are real auction results, not internet price lists. They reflect exceptional coins in rare condition. So if most 1967 quarters are common change, why do collectors care so much? Let's break down the mysteries. The no mint mark might make novice collectors think the coins are rare, but the reality is that all 1,967 quarters lack mint marks. However, because coins from this era were used as everyday change, those that survived in pristine condition are relatively scarce. In 1967, instead of traditional proof sets, the Mint issued special mint sets, SMS, specially struck coins with a satin finish that were meant for collectors. These SMS coins can be more valuable than regular circulation strikes, especially in high grades. There are many online claims of hundreds of thousands or million-dollar 1,967 quarter sales. But for this date, the highest verified mainstream auction prices remain in the several $1,000s range, not millions. That said, unique and officially authenticated error coins can dramatically increase value. Real verification and grading are essential. Now we get to the fun part. The rare varieties and error coins that can make a 1967 quarter truly valuable. What it is, a die used to strike coins received a second impression slightly misaligned, causing elements of the design, letters, digits, to appear doubled. Where to look? Heavy checkmark, Liberty, heavy checkmark, In God We Trust. Heavy checkmark date, lettering, heavy checkmark, eagle, feathers, value range. Warning: most double die examples identified are worth roughly $25 to $100 plus in typical grades. Higher grade certified examples, especially from SMS quarters, can bring more depending on quality. Part of the design was struck off the planchet due to misfeed, so part of the image is missing. Slight 10 to 25% off center, $50. $100 plus major. Date and most design present, but off $100. $300 plus. These errors often fetch more in higher grades. What it is? A portion of the coin blank is missing because the metal strip wasn't punched cleanly, resulting in a smooth, curved bite missing from the edge. Value range. Warning: these are rare and collectible. $500 to $3,000 plus in good condition. Large, attractive clipped planchets in high grade can be some of the most sought-after error coins for this date. What it is? A mint production anomaly where the rim is unusually shaped, thick, or misshapen in a way that isn't just damage from circulation. Value range. Can fetch up to $1,500 plus in collectible condition, especially with good eye appeal and certification. Collectors love wrong planchet coins. For example, quarters struck on blanks intended for dimes, nickels, or other denominations. Warning: depending on the variety and certification, these can be worth hundreds to low thousands. True rarity and authentication are key. Here's your step-by-step coin hunter's guide. Use a loupe, 10 times magnifier, to inspect. Heavy checkmark doubling in letters, heavy checkmark off-center images, heavy checkmark curved missing portions. Clip planchet. Heavy checkmark unusual rim shapes, heavy checkmark mismatched planchet size. Higher grade equals potentially much higher value. Trophy MS65 plus coins are uncommon and may fetch hundreds. 1967 US quarter. Trophy MS67 plus coins can sell for thousands at auction. Coleccionistas de Monedas, a standard clad 1967 quarter, should weigh about 5.67 g. Variants may indicate wrong planchet or error. 1967 US quarter. To unlock the biggest values, submit candidates to certification confirms rarity and condition and dramatically increases buyer confidence. Now let's look at real sales, not just listings, to show what these coins actually fetch. Heavy checkmark, a 1967 Washington quarter graded MS68 sold for about $8,813 at auction, one of the highest documented prices. Heavy checkmark, other MS67 plus examples have sold in the $5,000 plus range in serious auctions. Heavy checkmark, many certified SMS irregular examples, with error or doubling, routinely bring $100 to $500 plus, depending on grade. These results show condition and error discovery are what drive real significant prices. Pushpin, no widely verified record exists of a 1967 Washington quarter selling for millions of dollars in mainstream auctions. Extremely one-off or unverified claims exist online, but documented sales stay in the thousands range for this date. Pushpin, however, very rare errors, especially wrong planchet strikes with authentication and high grade, could reach unexpectedly high values depending on collector demand, rarity, and eye appeal. Absolutely. Every 1967 quarter in your pocket is a chance. While most are common and worth face value or modest premiums. Magnifying glass tilted left, inspect for errors, camera with flash, use magnification package, get candidates. Graded money bag, even mid-grade certified coins can net hundreds. Your common coin jar could contain the next great numismatic discovery.